After a wild night of racing last night here at the Virtual World Center of Racing, we return for more fun this evening as we welcome you in to next-gen style racing at Daytona International Speedway, virtually on iRacing tonight. It is the Wilder Graphix Cup Series. It's race number 3 of this season here for the Light Speed Racing League. Welcome into the Daytona 200. Again, race number 3 of the Wilder Graphix Cup Series here at the Virtual World Center of Racing. I am the captain. We welcome you in on this Wednesday evening, and we get ready for a lot of fun in the next-gen Cup cars. You're going to get to see some Super Speedway racing at its finest here tonight as qualifying is on right now, and we'll get ready to crown ourselves a pole winner and go from there as we get 80 laps and 200 miles tonight of racing here in Daytona. Should be, again, a great night for racing as you see Cade Ferguson going to the pole as of right now. Your weather tonight brought to you by Lonnie'sTravelWorld.com. Partly cloudy, 78 tonight, 110 on the track. Humidity at 56%, winds from the north at 2 miles an hour. It's going to be, again, the perfect weather for a race like this here at Daytona. So, again, get ready for lots of fun this evening. And let's show off the point standings right now. And again, we're working on getting a graphic set up for the point standings. But as of right now, the points look like this. We've had 2 different winners in 2 different races. Dylan Reed leads the points by 4 over Landon Quisenberry. Chris Harvey 3rd. Adam Brady is in 4th. And Leonard Frost, your top 5 as we enter race number 3. We've seen 2 different winners so far in 2 races. Will tonight be 3 for 3? The chances say yes, but of course, as we know, anything can happen in the LSRL. So we are in line again for what could be a lot of fun here on the racetrack and a great night of racing as qualifying wraps up here in about 5 seconds or so. And we will crown ourselves a pole award winner. And what do you know? It looks like it's going to be the guy that we're going to have an onboard camera with again this evening as the pole award, the Cade Ferguson, 48.566 seconds, and a very fast lap around this 2.5-mile track. The put a cap on that pole award goes to Cade as they grid now for the heat race of 18 cars that have made their appearance here tonight in the series. Should, again, produce some wild racing here this evening around this 2.5-mile track built back in 1959, 31 degrees of banking on the track. And so many historic events that have happened here on this speedway. As you see the cars out here gridding right now for this heat race that will set the grid for the main event. It's almost like a warm-up race, if you will. It's kind of how you can look at this whole event as the cars leave the track. Starting lineup for the race presented by Grid Finder. Cade Ferguson on the pole. Anthony Giuliano will start there in second. Ira Kohlhaas, Landon Quisenberry, the guy that came so close to sweeping both events last night, the heat race and the main event of the evening, finishing second nearly, Andy Bergani, who comes off a top 3 last night. He starts 5th alongside Joseph Morata. Adam Brady, Dylan Reed, the 2 winners from the season so far. They will start in row number 4. Row 5, Jimmy Weaver, Keith Bouchard, Aaron Hearn, and Dale Lee in row number 6. Row 7, Leonard Frost and David Dunwoody. And let me take a selfie in the 14th position. Chris Harvey and Christopher Couric in the 15th and 16th positions. And the final starters, Anthony Ludi and Anthony McInturf, going to be the 17 or 16, or make that 18. I cannot count right now. Starters for this race. And we do have an onboard camera this evening once again, as we'll be on board with Cade Ferguson throughout the evening. He is our in-race reporter just like he was last night. He returns again tonight. And see what kind of success he has this evening here in Daytona. As again, the cars do roll off. Behind the iRacing Ghost 4X pace car, the Toyota Camry, the 42 of Cade Ferguson, the Ford Mustang number 17 of Anthony Giuliano, going to lead them to the green flag here at Daytona. It's heat racing here on the Captain Esports Network. And I don't think being on the apron to start the heat race is a good thing. $18 car is going to do a lot of learning really quickly about this car and what it can do. I know one thing, it's going to put on a wild show, that is for sure. Through 3 and 4, Giuliano kind of getting shuffled a little bit there as I see some 3 wide mid-pack contact and around. Off of Bergani goes to 64, a couple other cars involved, but I only see one car heading for the infield. No cautions in the heat race. As Bouchard goes to pit road. One thing about these Cup cars, it is very tough to pass. Last night in the Grid Finder Xfinity Series, you saw these cars, they were able to push each other and so on and so forth. Today it's going to be all about the runs and having somebody go with you. If you have nobody with you, much like Ira Kohlhaas here on the outside, watch how quick he goes backwards. You need teammates, you need partners tonight in this pack racing for these Cup cars. '75 moving to the bottom. Quisenberry don't want to be involved in anybody's mess. He wants to try to get a finish up there near the top, so he falls to the back of this pack. You see the 46 up there. David Dunwoody there, that one to go Studios car. As you see a single file pack, one car, I believe that's Dylan Reed getting shuffled out up there at the top, back to the 7th position. Everybody's trying to experiment, use these 8 laps to kind of learn what the car can do and what the draft is all about. Oh, one car heading for the infield there. That is Couric in the, hits the wall hard. That's Sunoco, number 24, getting no caution in the heat races. So everybody's going to move up a spot where you finish in this race is where you will start in the main event for 200 miles coming up here in mere minutes. Practice was pretty wild just a little bit ago. They tried a couple of pit parties and had some very interesting results in the end. So you got a pack of about 6 cars or so. And now you got the 97 off the pace of Harvey. I don't know if he's going to start in the back, it looks like. So here you got Quisenberry pushing to Aaron Hearn at 91. The Major Melon Mobile. I believe that's a Mountain Dew flavor that I've never heard of, but which is going to be weird if I had my soda buddies watching. They would be like, wait, you don't know this soda flavor? Oh, somebody heading for the infield hard. Dylan Reed absolutely obliterates the inside wall. And now we're down to 5 cars in the lead pack. And then the second pack of cars here. You see mostly everybody's single file, and I think they're learning an awful lot right now for this setup in this race. Speeds of nearly 200 miles an hour through the pack as they will come to 2 laps to go here. Ride with Cade. Jimmy Weaver here in the 3rd position behind Brady there to 77. Jump to the high side. Brady pushing that 42. Really no run to get there. As they'll come to the white flag. Final lap here in this heat race. Giuliano going by Frost for the 4th position here. Let's see if these guys can get anything together. I wonder if Brady would back up to the 8 car, and it doesn't look like he is right now. Oh, and there goes Hearn into the wall hard. I think Quisenberry got a piece of that. Here comes Weaver up to the high side. No momentum at all. See if Brady can do anything. 42 trying to block, getting to the inside. He gives it to Brady. Coming to the line with help from Giuliano. Adam Brady wins the heat race. All right, so that was a wild start to this one. So let's re-rack them and do the main event, shall we? Good start so far for these guys. Wow. Brady going to do a little backstretch burnouts to celebrate his win real quick, because normally they will set up this heat race or the main event really quickly. As you see, they swap over just like that. And let's grab a quick word with Adam Brady here. What a great finish that was. A great move on his end. And, Adam, let's talk to you real quickly here on that heat race win. I think you were about as shocked as all of us was when he gave you the bottom.
I couldn't believe it. That was crazy. We were on chat, and, you know, it's a heat race, so you're gonna have some fun. So that was just awesome. It was a good racing at the front, and that was really cool.
What'd you learn? Because you had 8 laps there, and it seems like it's going to take a lot to make passing on the outside work.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to pass anywhere, period. You know, all I learned is that these cars, once you step out, your run's over, so you have to be extremely patient and pick really wisely with everything.
Well, of course, you got a win already on the season. What's it going to take tonight to keep that 77 up near the front?
Luck here, really. Just luck. I mean, anything can happen in these races, and anybody can win it. Anything can happen at any time. So, luck.
A whole lot of any and luck. That's what I got, the 2 words out of that. So, great job in that heat race. Let's see if you can back it up.
Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Adam Brady, winner of the heat race, and going to start on the pole now this evening for this race. As you see the cars roll off for 200 miles of action around the world center of e-racing, we'll call it. Sure, Cade learned a pretty big lesson there. So again, the lineup tonight is exactly how they started. We'll actually put that up on the board right to your left there, so you can see exactly where they're going to start tonight now. Of course, Ferguson with the put a cap on it pole award actually is pitted. He's on pit road. Something must have gone wrong with the 42 here. We were going to show him, but there he is sitting in his pit stall right now, so I'm not sure if he's had some kind of issue or whatever, but everybody's going to move up, and Cade is going to start from pit road, so not a good start for who was supposed to be our onboard driver tonight. So unfortunate situation there. $200 miles, 80 laps to make up this Daytona 200, the Wilder Graphix Cup Series, race number 3 of the season. Going green right now from Daytona. Let's go. Of course, the green flag brought to you by Sim Speed Shops. They specialize in custom sim racing hardware. Sim Speed Shops manufacture sim racing hardware utilizing the best components available, as well as mixing in real-life racing components when available. Customize your hardware and rig today at simspeedshop.com today. So visit them and check them out. As Brady blinking a little bit, is Giuliano going to make a quick move to the high side here? Bergani's going to fill that inside, though. No real help for the 17 as they come off turn 4 to complete lap 1. Field kind of spread out a little bit. And Brady's going to give up the inside and let the 13 lead lap 1. Now, Ferguson did get on track. He is out of the draft right now in the 18th position, so we know what he's going to need really quickly, and that is going to be a yellow. That is Giuliano we rode on board with there as he goes to the high side here, trying to get some momentum with help from Brady. You can get right up there on the back of him and maybe side draft a little bit. You can get that run. But I think the best thing you can do tonight is use that yellow line as your friend. The inside line it is. All the way around this 2.5 mile track. About 10 cars right now in this lead pack, and then it's separated out as right behind the 91. There is your second pack of cars led by the 5 of Joseph Morata. Keith Bouchard is in this pack. Also McInturf, Dylan Reed, a lot of guys that rode in the back last night. They are back there again tonight. Up the track goes the 8, and he is going to go backwards real quick. So competition caution tonight at lap number 15 and lap 35. At lap 15, Adam Brady will get the EOL for getting the win last week at the virtual Michigan Speedway. So be aware of that here 11 laps before that competition caution comes out. We appreciate everybody joining us here tonight on the Captain Esports Network. If you're new to the chat, hit that subscribe button, would you please? And we do appreciate our partners at Track Cams 4 Gourmet for offering up the cameras here for tonight's race. You can check out the oval, road course, and even rallycross packages that they have to offer live for you right now at TrackCams4 or TrackCam22.com for Track Cams 4 Gourmet. Some shuffling look like going on back here as this pack's really getting separated out now. Right now, just single file throughout the field. Just everybody being patient, just kind of riding. I say that as the 46 jumps out of line. Giuliano pulls a little pump fake on him and by 46. And Giuliano going to jump out, make the run for the lead here. He's got help. That's what you need to be able to make the pass. And we have a lead change. Giuliano to the front. Brady going with him. The 11 also Frost. And unfortunately, when you're the only Lamborghini in existence that runs in a stock car race, you're going to go backwards. Looks like issues for Aaron Hearn in the 91 car. He's taken his car off the track. An unscheduled pit stop for him, and looks like he's left the server, so unfortunate deal for him. Behind the wall he goes. Look at these guys, 2 and 3 wide throughout the field as Quisenberry trying to make a move with Ira Kohlhaas here at the back of this front pack. The 8 kind of out of control in that Bud Light mobile. As once again, these guys just trying to get some kind of momentum going. Big old separation right now. This second pack has already fallen way back. As a matter of fact, Anthony Ludi's here on his own right now in the 9th position, some 7 seconds back. The rest of the field is over 16 seconds back right now. It's like there's a separation from who wants to run up front and who doesn't right now. On board, Ira Kohlhaas, 7th position right now. I mean, just really quickly, the things I'm learning right now just from watching this race, unless you can get up there and side draft another car and have somebody directly behind you to help you, you are going to go backwards as soon as you leave that inside line. I mean, we've watched the 46 just now jump to the high side, and he wasn't really close to the right rear of that car, and because of that, it was like a parachute just popped out on him. Now just watching here, it looks like these cars kind of back here are just running in their own little single file pack, just kind of spreading themselves out, and I don't know if that's because they know that a competition caution's coming here in about 4 laps, or if it's a matter of those guys just having trouble. I think it's more the first option here, as they know that caution's coming, maybe saving a little fuel, not running full speed. As these guys are racing pretty hard, trying to learn. And once again, we see the 46 and 13 trying to tandem up here. And it's just not working. If you're just joining us, race number 3 tonight of this LSRL, the Lightspeed Racing League Cup Series, presented by Wilder Graphix. And the man behind the sponsorship, the leader, Anthony Giuliano, also the owner of the league, leading this race. You see a look at that next-gen car that you're going to see on track next season in the Cup Series. The different makes and model, the car looking a lot like the actual car you see on the street. The Ford Mustang actually looks like a Mustang. The Camry looks like a Camry, and the Chevy Camaro looks like a Chevy Camaro when you look at it very closely. Of course, rack and pinion gear now, sequential shifting, or rack and pinion steering, not gearing, but sequential shifting. 5 gears in the car now. Some say it's going to drive like an Indy car, which might be the case. So we'll come by and complete lap 15 this time by, and we'll see the competition caution coming out. And again, Adam Brady, who you see, we got to the left rear of Anthony, that wouldn't have been good. But Adam Brady, of course, won at the Virtual Michigan Speedway last week. He will go to the back and take an EOL. As you see them coming up on Cade Ferguson, who looks like is going to stay on the lead lap here with this caution coming. And there it is. Caution is out. First caution. This is a competition caution. This is something new to the series this season. And basically they do this so it allows, basically they want to challenge the league to have more winners and stuff like that. And it's actually a very interesting rule, and I think it's one that I think when you see more leagues watch it, you might see them kind of adapt this rule and make it happen their own way. So we'll see the leaders likely on pit road here as we have 80% fuel in this series. All right, Giuliano going to bring them to pit road here where they will get at least fuel for these cars. I know the tire wear in these cars aren't really there either, so this is going to be very interesting how this pit stop goes. Ira Kolas on pit road with some nose damage. You see that nose kind of bent up a little bit on that 29. Not sure if something else happened there. We didn't get to see it, if so. And the 8 overshooting his pit stall. Right side tires going on the 17. They have 5 sets of tires to work with tonight. Fuel only for the 11 as Frost will win the race off pit road. This is going to give us a chance. We're going to step away for a quick second. We'll come back. We got more great racing on the way. There is your top 5. Leonard, Frost, Weaver, Brigani, Brady, and Giuliano leading here in Daytona on the Captain Esports Network.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
Back we are at the virtual Daytona International Speedway, about to get the green flag here after the first competition caution of the evening, as we complete lap number 18. And as we go to the green flag, I want to remind you, Track Time Entertainment builds custom driving simulators for the virtual racing community. They manufacture their simulators in Texas using U.S. extruded aluminum. Visit Track Time Entertainment on Facebook for all your sim rig needs and full lineup of their products proudly made in the USA. As we go back to racing, it is the 11, Leonard Frost, up to the lead here. Jimmy Weaver, Andy Bergani, Anthony, in trouble as Giuliano gets turned into Murata. At least two cars involved, as Giuliano and Brady heavily involved in this one. And just like that, the second caution comes back out. There had to be at least 2 or 3 cars involved in this. I don't really see the 25's got some damage. Anthony Ludi there. He got some nose damage, it looks like. But let's go back and see what happened to the early leader of this race, Anthony Giuliano. As the wreck has already started there, as they're going to come back to the green flag here. You see 25 Eludi right there with him. They go down to turn 1. I don't know if there's a bump draft gone wrong or something. Gets the 17th turned up, or a little squirrely there. Oh, right there. He tried to get in line. Contact with the 46. The 64 gets a piece of it. 25 hard into the 17 as he goes for a wild ride. Everybody else checks up pretty well. But the first caution is out here of the evening. Or second caution, I should say. First due to a wreck here on lap number 20. Again, one more time here, we're actually going to go on board. Parental guidance is advised as we ride with the 17 on board. Unfortunate deal for those involved. Caution number 2 on the track. Let's see if we have our onboard driver here with us really quickly. Doesn't look like he's here with us, unfortunately, so nothing working too well. So no onboard driver tonight, which is unfortunate, but we'll make it work and go with what we got here this evening. I know Cade had a little bit of an issue earlier in the race, so he probably didn't get a chance to reset up his camera or anything, so all works out well. But we'll try to get a driver each week, if not multiple drivers, to put their stream up there, and we will get them on the air and even talk to them and so on and so forth. So do have race control, by the way, that can talk to us throughout the broadcast here. Nick Shriver is the race control. It says here that caution 17 came down to 46. Will receive the POL. Unfortunately for the 17, though, he is on pit road pretty beaten up. That is a crunched up Monster Energy can on pit road with the 17. So he will be likely out of this race, and we'll try to get out there and get a few laps in that car. Come back to the green flag here, lap number 22. Just over 50 miles into this Daytona 200, the Wilder Graphix Cup Series. I think for this restart, unfortunately, we don't have the onboard camera for him tonight, but we do have, of course, the technology to go inside of any car for a restart. And, well, why don't we do a restart with Cade Ferguson, let you enjoy what a restart looks like in the next-gen car. He's in second gear right now for the restart. No more auto-blipping or anything. It's just straight shifting. Fifth gear, and there he goes. Speeds of nearly 200 miles an hour right here as they start to get the run on these cars, but again, very tough to pass. You're going to get a run here. Let's see if we can do it, though. Very hard angle there to pass on because the banking falls out there and you kind of get a little tight there when you lose the nose. And you see, just like that, he lost the momentum. And now he's got to hopefully get back to the bottom of the track. and does so. As you see, the pack is separated out again, as they know a competition caution's coming in the next 12 laps. '64 nose doesn't look too bad, actually, after that contact there in that accident with Giuliano. There's the 40 of Dale Lee, the Smith & Wesleyan car. Smith & Wesson, that is. You got this pack here, and then you got this pack that's probably more just riding around again, as they know that caution's going to be coming. Here's a good little view of how this draft works. It's all about bursting the bubble. I guess it's kind of a metaphorical term, but at the same time, it does come true here. There's an air bubble that if you can get into it and break it up, you could give the car in front of you a push and launches it out ahead. And but as you notice, the closer the car gets, it kind of stalls out. So it's very hard to get to that bubble. You almost need that front car to back off the gas a little bit, or trail brake as they call it, to get to that bubble to give it that launch. It's a science type of thing, which I didn't do well in science. See, yep, there's the bubble getting bursted a little bit, and he's going to give him a good push. And I'm sure the 77 trail braked a little bit. Allowed them to get to that bumper, because it's very hard to get to a bumper of a car unless you kind of do what the 42 there is doing. He's getting to the outside of the car a little bit and then kind of cutting his nose back across. That's the easiest way to get to the rear. That's right. You just heard me for about 2 minutes talk about a bubble. It happens. The three cars have separated away here with Frost, Weaver, and Brigani, and then you got the second pack that was side by side just a few minutes ago, and Anthony Ludi with an unscheduled pit stop. He is 2 laps down right now in the 15th position. There you see everybody pretty much separated out. Landon Quisenberry, the 6th position right now. If you didn't get a chance to last night, Landon finishing 2nd in the race. Actually kind of threw him on the spot in the middle of the race, or at the end of the race last night. And he did a great job with the pressure on him as Joe Owen went to victory lane. I had Landon in the booth with me. I said, hey, Landon, interview him. And he went out there and had some fun with that. So great job on his part. That young man there, him and I had a nice long conversation after the first night of racing, and I told him, you know, I had heard from Anthony and others in the league, like, hey, this kid's got something. And I was like, well, I'm always interested in trying to help people, from me actually being a broadcaster in real life, doing radio stuff and on-air things. Yeah, I figured my best way to teach young men who want to have a chance in life is to try to show them what knowledge I know, which isn't a lot, but still, you know, whatever I can do to help somebody who's got the heart that wants to do it, I'm going to do it. And I've seen that at Landon, and Landon did a great job at that interview last night, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help him get to where he wants to be in life. So, as I've said 100 times, if you watch the Captain Esports Network, this is not about me one bit. I'm all about the drivers, all about the viewers, and all about helping seeing leagues succeed. So 28 laps in, here's the second, I guess you can call it a pack, kind of a quasi-pack of spread out cars. I'm more curious from a driver's standpoint here, and maybe this is something to maybe ask one of the drivers here if we get to, or once we get to our next competition, yellow, here in 5 laps. Do you feel more comfortable racing hard like these guys are right now to learn something? Or are you more comfortable riding like those guys are back there, just kind of letting this race come to you, but you're giving up that chance to kind of learn something that maybe helps you win this race later on? It's like a catch-22 almost. Ludi back to pit road, unscheduled pit stop again. So I'm saying damage on the Spotify 25. A little too much for him. See, if I'm in this pack of cars, I'm sitting there kind of like, all right, well, yes, you're keeping your car clean, but are you learning anything when it comes to passing or how to make the pass? Because these cars, as we're seeing tonight, are not the easiest things to pass with. I say that as Brady makes his pass. That is the 24 of Keurig trying to work his way back all by himself on his inside line. That shows you right there how tough it is, this pass. This guy pretty much just almost made a pass by himself on the bottom. We'll go by Cole Haas, who's got some damage on the nose at a 29. Unfortunately for Ira, he is a lap down, but the good news, he's the only car a lap down, so he will likely get the lucky dog when this caution comes out. Weaver running into second position, the Bud Light Mobile. To the back of that GT, that Ford Mustang. As they get to the final lap of this, I won't call it a stage or anything. It's not really stage racing, but the competition caution that'll come out here after this lap. Frost going to bring him off turn 4 with Weaver and Keurig and Brady. And there is the competition caution, lap number 35. Third caution out. Just shy of the halfway point. And they will re-rack, and we'll see if we get pit stops likely again here. And it should be pretty close. Actually, it will be a one-stopper all the way to the finish of this race, pending on cautions. And here come the leaders to pit road. Frost, Weaver, Couric, as I mentioned, Brady and Ferguson, your top 5. Briganti, Quisenberry, Dunwoody, Bouchard, and Lee, your top 10. Everybody's coming in. Ooh, left side tires for Brady. And he's the one to race off pit road. Wow, great move on his part. Weaver going to be second. Ferguson going to come out third. All right, we're going to step away for a quick second, and we'll come back and get you to the finish here on the Captain Esports Network in coverage of the Light Speed Racing League in the Daytona 200.
Butt kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
Back we are here at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Pace car is going to pull off as we get ready to wrap up the second competition caution of the evening, and it's our time to turn it up on the Captain Esports Network. You see the battle going on here for the third position as Ferguson trying to hold off Frost. See these cars just moving around the Margaritaville Mobile. Cade Ferguson right here in your living room. You see how tight they are racing with each other. A little bump trap there for the 77. So you see them side by side up here at the front. And then they were racing a little bit back here in the second pack also. You see the 97 and 39 just kind of riding back here. There's the 14th place car, Ira Kohlhaas, with a heavy nose damage from an earlier accident in this race as we have just passed the halfway point a few laps ago. And you see the field really starting to spread out now as they were battling for position. The one thing that's kind of got an old school feel to it, if you remember back to those old school cup races when you were side by side like this, it really slowed the other cars down. Frost is back here, guys. Guys, let's get single file here so we can keep going. Matter of fact, it kind of hurts him a little bit as the 24 Keurig was able to get such a good run. He drove right around the 11 and took the position away, and here comes the second pack now. I know one thing, one of the first things I will say right now that I've learned in this race tonight is I want to be probably the leader of this race at the finish. Well, obviously that part, but what I mean is coming to the final lap. I mean, obviously you want to be the leader at the finish. Check out the biggest movers in the race so far. Keurig up 13 spots from the 17th position to 4th. Bouchard up from, well, it was 20th to 18th to 13th, but now it, or I should say 18th to 11th, now to 13th, and then Lee from 16th to 10th as of right now. Race summary as we pass the halfway point. 3 cautions for 7 laps. 18 cars started the race. Jimmy Weaver, a 45.50. A 45 flat, of course, is 200 miles an hour around this track, so just shy of 200. About 198 or 199 around this track. Of course, you're watching the Wilder Graphix Cup Series here on the Captain Esports Network, and make sure you check out Wilder Graphix. They provide the best iRacing paints and liveries around. You can check them out today on Facebook and take a ride on the wild side with Wilder Graphix. It is the Cup Series. All part of the Lightspeed Racing League. And the captain, Chris Scala, we welcome you in on this Wednesday evening. Hopefully you've enjoyed your evening. Even though you probably care about a whopping 2%, I will share how mine is gone so far. Worked hard today and went there and laid down to take a 30-minute power nap to kind of refresh my batteries for tonight. And according to my wife, I slept like an hour and a half. I was like, well, that's a little longer than 20 minutes. You see the 24 getting shuffled out of that high line, which you don't normally see here, but when you have everybody but yourself up there, you're going to get past. woke up and I was like, I thought it was the next morning already or something. It was definitely a weird feeling that I honestly don't like, and I'm sure a lot of you don't. So kind of deja vu here. Is that 75 up here in the 5th position. Landon Quisenberry has gone out. He finished 2nd in the heat race last night, 2nd in the main event of the Xfinity Series presented by Grid Finder. And here he is tonight in the 5th position. Bergani, who finished 3rd last night, he's running in 6th. The only person we're not seeing tonight, Joe Owen, who went to victory lane last night in a wild one. Check back here. Dylan Reed in the 39 to 97. Chris Harvey. Got the 64. Bouchard and Ira Kohlhaas. These guys trying to get paired up. They're about a quarter of the track behind. Going to need some help and maybe a big wreck or something to get themselves up there. I know Dylan obviously has been very competitive this season and wants to protect that point lead that he has right now, as you see McInturf in the 84 car. Corbett Frost, the 4th place driver, as he's going to get a really, really good run here. Don't be surprised you see a number pop up at the top right of the screen here any minute about a fastest lap. Oh, he ain't with a block. Yikes! Oh! I'm sure there was somebody not happy about that move. They're going to get a really good run here. Just got to time it when to pull out here. Frost with help from the 91. Oh, by the way, is 10 laps down, and that is Aaron Hearn, who had a rough start of the race, but Hearn has helped the 11 car go to the front in this race. So just like that, you want to learn how to pass in this car? There it is. Quisenberry trying to help Bergani back there. Now, Jimmy Weaver has lost a lot of momentum after that move he made. Already some 3 seconds back and has lost a draft. I'm actually going to go back here, and I want to see this move. Watch the 8 here. So he loses that front pack. And when they go down to turn 1, he is going to make a move that some are going to say, well, that might not have been the smartest move in the world. killed the momentum of that 8 car. And from there, he just lost all the momentum and all the draft there. There's your leader, Leonard Frost, Landon Quisenberry, Adam Brady, Cade Ferguson, Christopher Curick, and David Dunwoody. Your top 6 right now. That 91 car second in line. That is a lap car of Aaron Hearn and Mountain Dew Major Melon Mobile. Say that 3 times fast. There's Dunwoody and Bergani. They have started to lose this front pack now. So another thing I've learned about this car tonight is it's very easy to lose the pack. And they're going to come to pit road here, or short pit, along with the others coming to pit road here. So right at lap 57, all the leaders coming to pit road to front 7. Tires and fuel getting on most of these cars as everybody's going to pull away. Maybe some fuel only. Look at Quisenberry get the momentum. He's going to take the lead of this pack. Of course, you got to be very careful around his apron. It's very dusty and very dirty. As there's your leader now, Chris Harvey. Dale Lee there behind McInturf as these guys try to run as fast of laps as possible to try to gain some momentum. There's some smoke over here in turn 1. Not sure what that's about. But here's your other pack of cars that just came off pit road, being led now by Adam Brady. He and Cade Ferguson. So somehow there was a pass with Brady getting by the 75 on that last lap as they were getting up to speed. We're going to have 20 laps to go next time by in this Wilder Graphix Cup Series race here from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. I'm the captain, Chris Scalo. We welcome you in tonight. And I want to remind you that Butt Kicker products are silent subwoofers that deliver powerful and audible bass through your couch or chair so you can actually feel crashes and racing engines and special effects in your movies and games. You can use the promo code LSRL for 20% off at the Butt Kicker site. Make sure you check them out today. So when do these cars come to pit road and what do they do? Last time they pitted about 24 laps ago at the second competition caution. So their fuel going to be running pretty light here. I would say the next 5 laps you'll see them on pit road with the fuel percentages they have in their cars in the series, which is 80%. There's your front pack, and there's your second pack of cars. And eventually these guys should become the leaders once the other cars come to pit road. I think the only thing you can really do right now in this situation, if you're the leader, is maybe run this tank all the way out. You're kind of at a spot where the bed is made. So run this tank all the way out. Know that you're probably going to lose the lead because you see the second pack is about 17 seconds back. And you need more than 17 seconds to get a pit stop done here at Daytona. So run the tank all the way out, and if you get the yellow, then you're caught back up in the pack. You pit, get fuel, and you come right out and take the green flag. You're going to lose track position unless the leaders come with you. But at least you're still in the pack to win this race, where if this thing stays green, you're looking at these guys probably falling all the way back to close to the 10th position in this race, if not behind that. Now Ferguson, these guys coming up on the back of the 11 of Frost, Ira Kolas, and Weaver. And unfortunately, I didn't get to see what happened to Leonard Frost. I have a feeling it was a speeding penalty on pit road because I see over here on the right he had a 48-second pit stop. And normally if you have a pit stop up in the 40s or 50s, it is speeding on pit road normally. So a tough break for the 11, who led a lot of laps early in this race. As Reed comes to pit road. Here comes Dillon and those guys. They're in their pit stalls. And they're actually Reed leaving right now. So Reed leaves his pit stall, McInturf and Harvey. And that shuffles everything back to that first pack of cars as we talked about. And here is now your new leaders. '84 going to come to pit road, or I'm sorry, '64, Keith Bouchard. $15 laps to go, 4 cars. They're trying to fight it out for the win here. As you see the 5th car being a lap car of Aaron Hearn in the 15th position. Was kind of hanging out there, just trying to log laps and see what kind of track position he can gain. As you see McInturf leaving pit road. Week, these cars, along with the Grid Finder Xfinity Series, will be over at the virtual Darlington Raceway for their 4th race of the season. As you see the Lap car, Bouchard going to kind of hold the yellow line here, so everybody will just work their way around him on the high side. We'll have the Tuesday night race for you at 8:30 Eastern time, and then Wednesday night the course grid or Wilder Graphix Cup Series. The rest of the week we only have one broadcast, or actually two. I'm sorry, we do have a second broadcast Saturday night. We have the BPRL second race of their playoffs at the Atlanta Motor Speedway coming up on Friday night in the Truck Series. So we look forward to seeing you hopefully at 8:45 Friday night. Saturday we will air the IndyCar Series race from TI Racing that was ran Tuesday night prior to the Grid Finder Xfinity Series broadcast. We'll have that for you at 7 o'clock Saturday evening, and then Sunday evening back with BPRL over at Atlanta in the Cup Series. And of course, as I mentioned, these guys at Darlington next week here in the LSRL. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, we appreciate at least coming back and being a part of the fun each and every night. If you're an every night joiner, or if you're somebody who just randomly pops in whenever you can, we do appreciate you joining us here on the Captain Esports Network. As you see the 97 with some heavy nose damage of Harvey. Not sure what happened to him, but you see that? That is a modified right there. The car's destroyed and way off the pace. Trying to look through my timeline to see if I can find what happened here. Unfortunately, I cannot find anything right now. So an interesting line being ran here by Brady as you see him down the back straightaway here. This is kind of the old qualifying line, as we called it. If you remember a few builds back on these super speedway tracks, the way the tires were set up, they would actually wear pretty well, and you would actually have to fight handling. And the one way to kind of work the tires in and keep the good handling in the car was to run the Q line, as they called it. It actually turned out to be the faster line, too. You would actually gain time on the pack ahead of you if you could do it. And that's kind of what we just saw in the back straightaway there, where they drifted up next to the wall and brought it back down into the corner. Very interesting line there by Brady. Kind of like being the Pied Piper right now. See if they do it again here. Yeah, look how high they are off this. I mean, you could easily drop to the bottom here if you get a run and take the lead. I wonder if the tires are maybe worn a little bit, if these guys did not take 4 tires to where they have to run that lane. Eight laps to go. There is the 46 of Dunwoody pushing Bergani back here in the 5th and 6th positions. Unless something happens, unfortunately, Andy not going to get his second podium here of the week. And that damage on the 13 is not helping him get any speed. I don't know if the 46 knows that the damage is there. Dale Lee out here on his own in the 8th position. There's Frost, him and Jimmy Weaver. That's the first 2 cars a lap down. Unfortunate for Frost, who had a shot to win tonight in that Ford Mustang. Not going into victory lane unless he gets a little help from the old yellow handkerchief. There's Keith Bouchard in the 64 car out here running on his own. Ira Kohlhaas, some heavy nose damage suffered, I believe, early in this race, and we didn't get the chance to see the wreck or what happened right at that first competition caution, I believe it was. And then the 97 of Harvey, not sure where that damage came from, but it came recent. Anthony McInturf there in the 14th position, riding right behind these two. Got a nice clean 84 car. Aaron Hearn, the 91, he's up here. He's been in the lead pack this whole entire last run of the race. Unfortunately, really not gaining anything because nobody else is behind the wall. There's the Spotify car, which I hear rumors that the 25 does have a Spotify hookup inside that stock car. And then the two cars out of the race tonight, Giuliano and Murata. Just a reminder, Grid Finder is the home of online racing communities. You can browse hundreds of leagues racing on all gaming platforms across every racing sim every day of the week. By checking out Grid Finder. Of course, you can do this all across the globe and more. 1,000 leagues of racing on iRacing and Assetto Corsa, ACC, R Factor 2, F1 2020, and so much more. If you're looking for a commentator, if you're looking for a streamer for your young racing broadcast or a designer for your next livery, Grid Finder has all the talent in one place. If you run a sim racing league, make sure you upload your community to Grid Finder so that more like-minded sim racers can find you. It's quick, it's easy, it is F-R-E-E, or as I like to call it, free 99. Grid Finder, find your place on the grid. So Brady coming up on a lap car here as we come to 4 laps to go. So who is the secret pairing? Who's going to work with who here as they come up on Dylan Reed to put him a lap down? Because I think in order to win this race and to keep, if you want to keep Brady from becoming the first 2-time winner on the season, you obviously have to work with somebody. I don't think Quisenberry is going to be able to make the move by himself. I don't think Ferguson can make the move by himself. I don't think Keurig can make the move by himself. I think you got to have somebody to help you get by the 77. And even if you're Adam, if say Quisenberry's working with him, a little contact there. I think in that situation, that's going to make it even tougher for, say, Ferguson in the 42 or Keurig or Bergani, or Bergani's actually out of this, so it's the front 4 here, to work with each other to win this race. So it's going to be very tough. We'll see if the 91 maybe jumps out of the way here, or if he tries to help the 24, or what he's going to do there as he sits here 4th in line, but 10 laps down as we get to 2 laps to go. And right on cue, there's the 24 jumping out of line here. So let's see if the 91 lets him in. He does not. And that's gonna pull them apart here when it comes to the pack. Look at them separate already because of it. I'm sure Keurig is like, come on, dude, help me out a little bit here. Here we go, coming to the white flag, final lap from Daytona. Can anyone make a move on Brady? Once again, the 24 trying to make a move, but again, getting separated out. Here comes Quisenberry to the outside. The champion from last season going to make a move on Brady, and he's got the 42 to help him. Oh, the 91 cuts across the nose and into the wall. Landon Quisenberry, with help from Ferguson, is going to win at Daytona. Ferguson second, Brady's going to finish third, and I know he's not going to be happy. So Keurig gets fourth, and Andy Bergani, as these guys are still racing to the line here, is going to hold off the 46 of Dunwoody and finish fifth. How about the young man from a second place finish last night to winning tonight? As they'll come by and they'll take their photos. But the Wilder Graphix number 75 goes to victory lane in the Wilder Graphix Cup Series. So we look at the results. Presented by Grid Finder. Quisenberry wins at Ferguson. Brady, Keurig, and Bergani your top five. Dunwoody, Reed, Frost, Weaver, and Dale Lee finishing 10th. On the grid, Harvey, Bouchard, Ira Kohlhaas, Anthony McInturf, and Aaron Hearn, your top 15. Ludi, Giuliano, and Murata finishing the last two positions in the race, unfortunately, as we are going to let Landon burn it down. Don't get it stuck, though. Do not high side it. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to take Bill Francis' grass out at Daytona. It's kind of the rules here. I think he's trying to do the burnout that I like to do, where you roll it down the hill and you floor it, and then you kind of go up against the banking. I think what he's trying to do there. Really about Carl Edwards, the front end there. All right, let's get our third place finisher up here in the booth here. A fantastic finish, and I'm kind of curious to see the mood of the 77. I'm sure he's going to be unhappy with the move for the win, but by the way, all three of these guys are in the same channel here, so I'm not sure if they're all teammates or not. I'm sure they are if they're all hanging out here in the same channel, but I'm pretty sure Adam Brady is either going to be very pleased with this or is going to have some anger a little bit in him, and we'll bring him up here in the booth and ask him that question right now. Adam joins us. Adam, you might have heard me kind of mention it beforehand, but obviously people talk about the rules and protocols of lap traffic and stuff like that, and I'm sure some people are going to criticize the 91 for him being up there being 10 laps down. That's, whatever he decides to do is his way of doing it, but it kind of gets up there and then chops across your nose, but you still end up finishing third in the race. A little happy there, a little anger, or how are we feeling there?
I don't know. Like I said in the very beginning, it's going to be luck that's going to get you to wherever you're at, and anybody can win it. And Aaron, I don't think he did anything wrong. He was just, driving hard and missed the cut. And so, no, I'm not upset. I would have finished third anyway. Lando and Cade pulled a good move at the back strips, and so I got them to win.
So being in the same channel as them, did you know that was coming?
With practice and stuff earlier, Lando and Cade hooked up pretty well together. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when or where, obviously. So it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It was some great racing out there, and you guys kind of went to the old queue line. There about 10 laps to go a couple times down the back straightaway, and were you worried at all that they might try the bottom on you real quickly and kind of hang you out?
Well, even if they did, it's so tough to get a run. And it's just so sporadic. You have to really time your runs. So whenever I would do that, it was never really in jeopardy.
It worked out for you still. Great top three after your win last week in Michigan. So obviously great finishes here to start the season. You go to Darlington next week, which could be interesting depending on how much you like that track or how much you don't. But I know it's got to be exciting for you. And shout outs to whoever you'd like to.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to going to Darlington. Don't know how it's going to be in these cars, but shout out to everybody over here at Wilder Graphix Racing. It's always a blast to get in here in the Discord and hang out with the boys and turn some laps, and I hope some cool stuff happens. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys for doing the broadcast, and it's just a whole lot of fun.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, great job. Great, you led a bunch of laps there, and you definitely showed them you were one of the better cars tonight. So great job this evening.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You too.
No sweat, man. As Adam Brady finishing in the top 3 this evening. And let's go get our second place finisher, our in-race reporter. Tonight didn't get a chance to unfortunately talk to him until now, but he had a little bit of issues at the beginning of the race and started with about a 15-second head start for the field and came back and still got a top 2 out of it tonight. And Cade played a big part, of course, in the finish of that race, helping out Landon get that victory. Talk about the sequence of the last lap there, and was there any kind of headway there saying, hey, we could make this move, and when, and any kind of plan for that?
So as far as a plan goes, not necessarily. I think we kind of already knew. So me and Landon have been racing each other for like a long time, since like NASCAR 14. So it's kind of like a system we really kind of already work out just from like years. So it was nice to be teammates here on iRacing. This is really like a dream for the two of us, to be able to race each other like this, and definitely help him out for the win. So it's really just no matter when he went, and man, in a way I kind of wish I took him 3 wide, but I wasn't sure if the 24 was still behind the 91, and that really the 91 would have been the deciding factor. So I thought maybe I could just go with my teammate and hope for something out of 4. Unfortunately, with these cars, the run just wasn't there.
Right. Well, you mentioned, and I know he mentioned a little bit last night, too, how you two raced with each other back on the old NASCAR console games on, like, PlayStation and stuff like that. And you come out here tonight on what is arguably the biggest sim in the world at the biggest track in stock car racing, and you guys pulled a move that you probably have done 160,000 times on those console games here in iRacing to win. Did it kind of give you flashbacks to those, I don't want to say younger days because you guys are still young, but I guess even younger days?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it was just such a blast, like to really make it happen. Like you said, I'm the biggest sim because just being able to do this, it was just so much fun. And man, I don't know what happened at the start there. It just my pedal just decided, like my brake got like stuck like in game. So it was good that we didn't lose a lap, held on to it before the first stage. So that definitely saved me, I think. I easily could have went the wrong way.
Well, I can hear the smile on your face, man. So congratulations. Great week. Great 2 nights of racing for you. 2 pretty good finishes. Obviously capping it off with a P2 tonight. And shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Cade Ferguson finishing a runner-up position here this evening. And let's bring up his gaming buddy, Landon Quisenberry, who goes 1-up tonight to victory lane. And I just asked Cade this question, Landon. Of course, you guys go back to the old NASCAR days on the console and stuff like that. And here you are tonight on the biggest simulator in a stock car at the biggest track in all of stock car racing. And you guys time it out just like what I said was the other 160,000 times you probably have run Daytona and Talladega together on those games. And you time out the move and make the pass and go to victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, that was awesome, just to, especially me and him to finish 1-2, because these are the first few times that we're even getting to race on iRacing with each other, and it's just so cool to have that chemistry and to be able to work with each other on these plate tracks. It's great how it's worked out for us this week, but I mean, I'm kind of speechless. I mean, it's so weird. I mean, the race, these cars are super interesting. I knew they were going to be a challenge, and I heard they're kind of hard to make runs with, but I wasn't expecting as single file as it was, because I mean they had shades about every single era of NASCAR plate racing. I mean you could pack up with some guys and run a pack if the outside lane got going and didn't let that bottom just dominate. Me and Adam and Cade, when we were running after pit stops, we found speed just by taking that old school line of taking it straight out to the wall on the exit of 2. It was really paying off on speed and just helped me be able to lock onto his bumper better. I mean, you could tandem draft like it was the, back in 2012. So they're interesting. They're a lot of fun. And I mean, it's so cool, how much the side draft affects these cars too. Be able to pull someone back. It kind of doesn't help though, because sometimes, I don't know, I think I got mired out of the lead draft a little bit because I'd side draft a car and the run behind me wouldn't be enough to get me around him, and then we just stall each other out, and then the guys in front of us would pull away. But just glad to actually last till the end and make the right move finally to be able to win. Especially, I mean, this is my first win in the next gen cars and first win at a track that isn't Michigan. So, I mean, what else can I ask for? I know it's a plate race, but like I said, it's a lot of luck and a lot of skill, and it finally went my way tonight.
It did, and you go to victory lane this evening, and you were talking about the different eras of the cars, and I know this is before your time, but I go back into the 90s here, where you mentioned the side draft. That part, I think, played a lot in that era, because that was the era where if you saw cars run side by side, it didn't matter if there were 2 cars, it didn't matter if there were 3 cars, or even 1 car at times. You were able to separate yourself from the pack and get away a little bit. Now, if you had only 1 car, they would catch back up once they got single file. But when you had 2 or 3 cars, we saw tonight, those cars could get away and almost run away for a little bit until you guys got single file again. And that's kind of the shades of the 90s racing back then on the restrictor plate tracks, which now the super speedway tracks, so on and so forth. So just a great job. But I want to ask you real quickly about the pass for the lead. Obviously, you and Kate had done it so many times, but talk about the run you got and what kind of went through your mind at that point, what you were planning and what you were trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of, by about, 6 to go, it was already going through my mind about just whether I was going to make this move as early as 3 to go was kind of the original thought. And I was kind of just waiting to see what the guys behind me would do. I didn't know if Cade was going to go, and I know we had Aaron with us helping us out. So, big thanks to him because he, was a lap down but helped out the whole team there. And then the 24 was kind of chomping the bit, even though, I know he wanted to go, but it wasn't like he was going to get around us 3. We were all working together. But, yeah, as soon as I kind of realized how hard it was to make runs, I was like, well, I'm going to try and make it as late as possible. And I thought about off of 4, but by the time I got down the back straightaway and kind of felt the run I was going to get on him again, I knew it was that time and just had to hope that I could pull away enough, or Adam could hold him up with side draft, or maybe I could just straight up IndyCar it and just try and break the draft from Cade behind me to make sure he didn't get a run at me and I didn't have to throw a, ridiculous block and end up flying in the air. But, yeah, I mean, it executed pretty well. It worked out for me, and I'm just couldn't be more thankful.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
First of all, I'm going to give a shout-out to Ira and the Bohica guys. They're awesome to race with, and I feel so bad. I mean, it was nothing out of, under my control. I had a little bit of a quality drop during the race, and everyone blinked out. And when I blinked back in, I mean, it sent Ira literally flying in the air and damaged his car. So that's why he got so far back there with all that damage. And it just sucks because I race around him all the time, and he's super clean, and it's awesome to race around those guys. I hate to take him out. I know, he's not going to be mad because, like I said, it's nothing I could have done. It's something he could have done. It was just really unfortunate, but shout out to him. Obviously, you with the broadcast. The league admins, they do a great job. I forgot to shout out them and the league sponsors. I forgot Grid Finder last night, so shout out to them. Butt Kicker, Proto Simtech, Track Time Entertainment, Wilder Graphics. And then obviously the other one on my car, JP's Hot Chicken, got me started in this. And just everyone at Wilder Graphics Racing, and especially Cade and my parents. I mean, that was just awesome to be able to race it out with Monk's teammates there at the end and come home with the victory.
So you mentioned the Hot Chicken again. You remember the nickname from last night. I'm going to push this one, I think. The fastest chicken. What did I say? The fastest chicken in e-racing? I think. Now I've done forgot what I said.
Like
I'm so darn tired. The fastest chicken in e-racing.
Well, no, it's a little bit long. We'll figure that one out. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, call me Lando. Q is another nickname I go by because of the last name, so it's whatever.
Well, here's where we got to get you to go watch the great movie Stroker Race with the late great Burt Reynolds. You'll see where the fastest chicken in the South comes, and that's where that line comes from. So, great movie.
See, I'm very uncultured.
It's okay.
So we'll see.
My favorite movie of all time. So it's a great movie. Burt Reynolds, Jim Nabors, Lonnie Anderson. Gosh, I forget the other guy just passed away recently too. I can't remember his name. But anyways, great movie there. You have to go check it out so you can see where the fastest chicken in e-racing comes from. So, great job tonight, Landon, and congratulations, bud. Go celebrate with the team.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Landon Quisenberry, you're a winner tonight here in Daytona. He's a young kid. You got to forgive him. The movie's from 1983. I wasn't even born at that moment. I'm in my mid 30s. So, anyways, great job tonight. Shout outs to all the sponsors as mentioned. Shout out to, of course, all the drivers and the viewers for watching this evening. Of course, what a great race it was. Next week, it will be Darlington for this series. Both the Grid Finder Xfinity Series and the Wilder Graphix Cup Series will be in action on the track Too Tough to Tame. That is going to be a pretty wild race in itself, so I cannot wait for that. Again, tomorrow night won't be on the air, but Friday night back for the BPRL Truck Series from the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. So, again, looking forward to the racing going into the weekend. I can't believe the weekend's almost here already. It's going to be Thursday tomorrow and so on and so forth. So, with that said, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.